Today I fucked up by going through my boyfriend's laptop. This is such a common story, I know. You go through your partner's stuff, find some porn and some messages to their exes. Maybe something where they talked about you to a friend. But I just feel so sick and need to rant. Let me start with the fact that I know I shouldn't have gone through it. I know this is my fault. Yes, he's given me reasons not to trust him, but that's no excuse for invading his privacy. Anyways, I started with the search history. He has said he didn't watch porn, but he had been watching it at least twice a week for probably 6 years. This wouldn't have really bothered me if we had any sort of semblance of a sex life. He claims to not have a sex drive and he's always just been that way, and that's why he doesn't want to. I've always respected that, but it just hurts to know that he does have one, but he would just rather do it to himself than actually do anything with me. Makes me start to feel like I'm not adequate sexually. The next thing I looked at was texts with exes. First off, he has sex with way more girls than he told me about to begin with. And one of them was way more serious than he claimed. They did all kinds of stuff he'd never even considered doing with me. Once again, it hurts that he claims he's always been this way, but up until he started dating me he was sexually adventurous and active. Once again, it feels like a me problem. He literally has fetishes that he talked about with all of those girls and he has ever even mentioned to me. Am I just not attractive to him? We've been together 3 years. I want so badly for him to want me, and if I had just never gone through his stuff I wouldn't have known that he wasn't like this with all his exes. I would have assumed it's how he was, and I never would have questioned why I'm not enough. But here I am. TLR, I went through my BFS laptop and realized he doesn't actually have a low libido and actually really loved sex before dating me. Edit. First off, I want to thank everyone for everything you've said. It's really given me a lot to think about. Second off, I'm going to tell him I did this. It's not some secret I'm going to try and keep. Third, a lot of people hinted that me not initiating or showing interest in sex could be the problem. I assure you it's not. I have never turned him down, and I try to initiate probably 3x as often as he does. Next edit, even though no one's gonna read it. First off, I haven't slept in over 34 hours at this point, and I'm very over the comments that are just here to fight with other people. Grow up, move on. Now the important part. Him and I talked and he understands why I did it. He's not mad, mainly because he recognizes the patience I've given him in situations in the past. He admitted to talking with his ex, but he showed me the conversations that had been deleted, and while it was sketchy, it wasn't cheating. For those of you who said he just respects me too much to do the stuff he used to like, you're right. He said he just couldn't imagine us like that, and it's not that he isn't into me like that. He also said he would like to be having more sex, but he's just too stressed with work, and he does use masturbation as a stress relief tool in the mornings when I'm not there. So once again, thank y'all for the things you said. I'm sure part of me will still be suck on the things I read from being stupid, but it's nice to finally be able to talk to him. Just as an aside here, a lot of depressed men masturbate literally just for the endorphins, or whatever the correct feel-good hormone is. It's not fair to neglect your needs either way, but it doesn't necessarily mean he's hiding his libido. What kind of a fool doesn't watch porn in incognito? He's been with you all these years. There's probably something about you that trumps all the fetishes and sex. If the sex was all he wanted out of the relationship, then he would have left you early on in pursuit of it. Possibly, he sees you as someone he respects a lot and doesn't want to ruin the idea of by dirtying it up with extra kinky sex. At least that's my guess. I am confused by what you said. Are these texts to ex older messages, or he is still texting them after you are together? What if it's the other way around and he was not himself in the previous relationships and was just trying to please his exes, and only since he is with you, he can finally be himself? 1. Stop being nosy and intrusive. 2. Now that you know about his fetishes, do any seem interesting? And if so, maybe talk to him about it, maybe that can ignite a spark. Is he on antidepressants or any new health issues? Yeah. You shouldn't have snooped, but you're obviously not happy with the situation. And it's very unlikely it's going to change. It's probably time to confront him about it and either accept the situation, or leave. To keep it a buck, this is gonna eat at you now and put more of a strain on your relationship. Don't beat around the bush, you just gotta admit your foo and talk it out like adults. I was always told don't go looking for things you don't want to know the answer to. Today I fucked up scaring my wife in the middle of the night. Happened a few hours ago. From my perspective, I've been playing a lot of Elden Ring lately, and there's news of hidden walls and floors that take 50 hits to break. I'm having a dream. I'm on top of a large tower, breaking the floor tiles trying to find a hidden passage. I grab the stone slab, rip upwards and it breaks. I laugh as I see the passage, but I can't fit in yet, so I go for the next stone slab. I grab it, then suddenly, awake. Wake up, I'm crouched over my wife in bed holding her forearm tightly. Half asleep still, I let go, and tell her, sorry, you were a statue I needed to break, and quickly fall back asleep. And #X200B. From my wife's perspective. My husband wakes up in the middle of the night, he kneels on the bed, and rips his pillow up, laughing maniacally. He drops the pillow near my head, almost as if he was trying to suffocate me. After he misses with the pillow, he grabs my forearm, I scream, wake up, heart pounding. He comes to. I was a statue he needed to break? What the fuck does that mean? Fucker, he's already asleep. And #X200B. Yeah, she's understanding, but you can tell it scared her. I've apologized, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And #X200B. Too long did not read. Sleepwalking, tried to kill my wife. Maidenless ahead. Edit. Good people below. Brains on sleep do weird things. I once asked my then girlfriend where the cable balls were. You know, the balls the cable company gave us to tell the time. And I was getting quite mad that she didn't know what I was talking about. Until the "I'm still sleeping till that moment" part of my brain piped up and told me to shut the hell up and go back to sleep. We all make mistakes in the heat of passion, Jimbo. I have one. I'd been reading a lot of stories from No Sleep, and one was about a game and a green man. According to my wife, in my sleep I was saying that there was a green man in the corner of the room and he was going to get me. I kept repeating it and she was getting freaked out. Anyway, I eventually stop, and just as she was falling asleep I roll over and whisper in her ear, "He's still there," and then roll over and snore. She didn't sleep that night. My husband has had a nightmare that made him hold his pillow over my face while he was sleeping, 2 different times during our marriage. Both times I couldn't push him off of me, so I reached down and pulled on his nuts. So now when he's twitching and whimpering in his sleep, he usually has his hands over his junk to protect it. Better buy her something nice to help apologize. Behold. Rest in couch. Don't feel bad op. My ex would do weird shit in her sleep too. Like I would be up late playing Switch and watching TV and she would all of a sudden sit straight up in bed and stare straight ahead for several minutes. It always scared the fuck out of me because obviously that's what demon-possessed people do, right? Today I fucked up by stealing wife's shampoo. Wife buys separate shampoo for me, usually cheap one, and for her, so many variety of bottles. For the past months, when I wash my hair, I open all shampoo bottles, mix it together and use it. I love the smell of it and I love the way whatever left of my hair feels smooth. Today, I was washing hair. Wifey decided to join in for shower. She caught me red-handed that one of her bottles was still in my hand. She was like, "Dude, what the fuck?" I told her, "Sorry, I've been using your shampoos for a month." Instead of being angry, she burst out laughing. She said, "That's Vigasil, dumb ass." I was confused and I don't know what Vigasil is. After get out of shower, I Google and found out what Vigasil is. Apparently, there is separate shampoo for washing vagina. Too long did not read. I've been using vagina shampoo on my receding hairline and I love the way it makes me feel pretty. Vagisil. A little alarming that you don't read the bottles before putting the products on your body daily. I mean, if you like how it makes your hair feel, then so what? Why do you keep spelling it like that? Wait, I need clarification here. Do you mean Vagisil? If so, I don't think Vagisil would be a vagina-specific shampoo equivalent. I think it's used to treat itching or other side effects of yeast infections or stuff like that. Not sure if it smells nice, but it does not wash your hair. They have pretty colored bottles and different scents, so I see your confusion. At worst your pH is balanced, at best you feel pretty. So very pretty. Unicorn. Karma farming. This is a repost from ages ago. Made for women but strong enough for a man. Today I fucked up by passing out during makeout session with my girl. This happened last night. Before we hung out for the day, my girl and I were hardcore flirting through text and agreed we should make out when we see each other. Fast forward later the day, we went out to eat sushi for dinner, then brought her back to my place to watch The Office. It's my favorite show and I forced her to watch it. And everything was going amazing. We were laughing and having a great time, so I felt like I had to make a move on her. Then I brought her back to my room and played the guitar in the bed together. One thing led to another, we started making out like it's the end of the world, going batshit crazy onto each other. 30 minutes into the makeout session, things started to get super heated, then we proceeded to take off each other's top. I went down on her, kissing and sucking her boobs, neck, then back to her lips, with consent of course. Without even realizing, I had passed out laying on top of her. 3 minutes after, I woke up still going and kissing her. However, I was confused why she stopped and looked concerned. "Why do you look concerned? Something wrong? You just passed out. Are you okay?" "What do you mean I passed out? Nothing happened to me." She explained to me what happened, that I passed out while we were making out, looking dead, and she didn't know what to do, whether she should call an ambulance or not. I had no idea that I fainted and felt like it didn't even happen because everything felt continuous, so I didn't remember passing out. Then we just put our clothes back on and talked, unfortunately didn't get laid. The makeout session lasted 1 hour and the other 3 minutes of me passing out. I was embarrassed to the max, but she laughed it off and is now making fun of me about it and will continue to do so. Too long did not read. Girlfriend and I agreed to make out when we meet. I passed out during the act without realizing and didn't get laid. Now girlfriend is making fun of me about it. Edit. I'm still wondering what caused me to pass out. I think I have 2 reasons why, because I only slept 4 hours the day before I was slammed at work. Maybe I was too tired. Or we were made out so intensely that I didn't have enough air to breathe. Let me know what you guys think, haha. Looks like all the blood went somewhere else, that's why you passed out. Seriously dude, I would maybe try to see a doctor for a checkup soon. It's not normal to faint because of 4 hours of sleep, and I think very unlikely you weren't able to breathe at all for so long that you passed out due to lack of oxygen. You don't want this to happen to you when you're driving. If I had only read the first paragraph, I'd assume you were 13. Agreed, we should make out. With consent of course. Rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing. OMG, just the whole way this is written is hilarious. At least she has a sense of humor, so you have that going for the two of you. Just own it, poke a little fun at yourself for it, and don't let it eat you up. It sounds like you're good. Go to the doctor. There are a few possibilities. Making out meant you weren't getting enough oxygen. But passing out that fast would lead me to believe you aren't otherwise getting enough oxygen in your blood. This could be lead poisoning or carbon monoxide poisoning, or even a radon leak if you have a basement room, or your house is on a slab. It could also be a seizure. Not all seizures result in flailing about. Narcolepsy is another strong possibility, since stress or excitement can trigger some forms. 4 hours of sleep should not cause you to pass out. Could be excitement, could be not enough oxygen to your brain, you could have had low blood sugar or been overly tired. Definitely not something to overlook though. Mention it to your parents or at least your doctor. Was it actually for a full 3 minutes? If so, that's extremely scary. I am pretty sure that means you had extremely low oxygen, or were sort of low for a long time. This might be TMI, but when I get choked out during sex I come back within a few seconds to no more than a minute. Usually I'm just groggy, confused for that minute, but am realistically only fully out for maybe 30 seconds. So to be out for a full 3 minutes is pretty sketchy and shows that there was something serious going on.